Independence Day Resurgence. So how does the sequel kind of stack up to the first one? Well, that's going to be kind of up to you, personally. In my opinion, I think it's going to depend on your perspective of the first one. If you rank it high or you rank it low, depending on which one, you may or not get a kick out of this one, so that's going to be kind of up to you. Now, granted, if you like dumb fucking action movies that fucking make no sense for the most part, but it's just like really exciting and adventurous to the point where it feels like just it's great escapism, especially during the summertime where it's like hot and sweaty, then congratulations, you're going to get your fucking money's worth, because this is like a throwback to like the 90s shit. Now, granted, being a throwback is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes I do feel like it's a bit of a negative for this movie, because for one, you do have these like cheesy dialogue moments. Sometimes I do feel like the characters aren't that well developed for the most part, and sometimes I feel like there are big plot holes to the point where it's probably more in like a gravesite. Now, overall, I do feel like I did really enjoy this movie because it has a little bit of a self-awareness to it. Now, granted, there are some new characters and there's some old characters. Sometimes they do have screen time with each other, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I feel like this movie does rely a little bit too much on nostalgia from the previous films to actually really make you care about any of the older people just in general, and they really don't do that much with them to like further their characters. Now, granted, the newer people do kind of get their screen time, and granted, this movie has way too many fucking characters. Like Liam Hemsworth and Will Smith Jr., they do a decent enough job, but then there's also more characters that you have to kind of care about, and sometimes I feel like this movie doesn't really do a good job trying to add that emotional core to certain things, and sometimes you may or may not actually feel like these characters are in dire situations, or when they are in dire situations, you don't care about them that much because it's not really that well written. Now, granted, this movie does have some side plots or whatever. Maybe this Judd Hirsch thing felt like it was unnecessary, really didn't need that, just in general. Now, granted, there are some stuff that really doesn't make that much sense to the point where I feel like this movie does get a little bit more stupid as it kind of goes along, but overall, I think it's still all good and fun because I know what this movie's trying to aim for, and it's not aiming for Oscars, so you just kind of have to accept it. Now, granted, if you're one of those movies that, one of the people that kind of just be like, oh no, there's people in these buildings, they're dying, oh I can't watch this, then you might want to walk away because there's a lot of destruction here, and if you can't, fathom the OG badass of like disaster movies, Roland Emmerich kind of destroying shit, then you might want to walk away, as I said, because there's a lot of that shit in here. Now, overall, I did like seeing the space technology kind of merge in Earth. I like seeing Earth kind of advance. It almost seemed like a different planet, and I really did kind of like seeing this. Even one shot that kind of reminded me of like Starship Troopers or whatever it may be, kind of like that Earth for the most part. I like seeing that. I like seeing the alien threats. I thought the aliens actually looked really cool. Towards the end, it is a pretty fun finale. Granted, it does feel like it does kind of run out of steam a little bit, and you kind of want this shit to kind of like pick up, but great. Hold on, because Roland Emmerich is pretty much saying, hold on, we got a sequel in the works, because he might as well just be waiting outside your window, just like John Cusack with the radio, but instead having a sign that says, we'll make sequel for food, just in general, because it's pretty blatantly obvious that he wants a sequel. Now, overall, this is actually a pretty fun time, but like I said, it's going to depend probably on your perspective of the original. Now, granted, Jeff Goldblum and the rest of the cast, Jeff Goldblum's just awesome, just straight up, but yeah, it's a fun time. You can go see it, you can not go see it, it's up to you, it's your wallet. But then that's just my opinion. Comment, subscribe, like. I'm Chris Smith, and I'm signing out.